Okay, so I'm going to come to the sewing machine. This is my neckline edge. I'm just hand wheeling down, putting my needle down at 5/8 of an inch, the front, and I'm going to turn it the direction I'm actually going to sew it. And get that 5/8 of an inch away. And make sure that I sit at 5/8 of an inch. And then drop my needle down. Back stitch. I'm going to shorten my stitch length just a tiny bit below that 2.4, just down to a 2 as I head around that corner. The only reason for that is, again, just like the curve of your cuff, if your stitch length is just a little tiny bit shorter on a curve, you quite often get a better looking curve. And as soon as I'm now to my straight edge, I'm going to go back to a true regulation stitch. And my stitching should be right next to that basting. I want my basting to barely be inside my seam allowance so that it doesn't show. And you can see, just if you look at the foot, my basting is barely past that groove. You can watch that, or you can actually watch your needle going up and down behind it. You can follow that edge at 5/8 of an inch because I haven't bumped the needle the one bump. I can sew at 5/8 and it will just stay right there aligned. Where it belongs. And you are going to sew the entire length of the collar band. Just exactly like your guide sheet tells you to, with the one exception of we are not folding up that collar band facing seam allowance and stitching into place. We are terminating the seam at 5/8 of an inch, just like you terminated the seam on your cuff. Okay, as I get towards this curve again, I'm going to come back and just shorten my stitch length just a little bit, just down to a 2 instead of 2.4. My fabric is a little bit lightweight, and so I don't want to give it the chance to look like it is stop signing on that curve. And I'm going to sew down and terminate the seam at 5/8 of an inch. If you look, again, remember there is that line across the front of your machine that says you're now 5/8 of an inch from that front edge. I can backstitch there. Stitch back to that point. And you have both curved edges there.